Hi friends, welcome to the video lectures on soil mechanics. Yesterday in last class we have seen about the curve shrinkage limit graph. This is liquid limit, this is plastic limit, this is linkage limit. These limits are also known as Atterberg limits. Means why we study as a civil engineer these water contents means we are interested to know the load carrying, what is the capacity of the building on the soil, what is the strength of the building. So with water content what happens? Strength reduces. For a fluid, strength of a shear strength is very low compared to a solid, because fluid is a body where if you undergo small amount of shear, it deforms. But solid body does not deform. This is a solid body. Some force is required to push the body or pull the body. This is according to the principle of mechanics. That's why if the behavior of the soil keep on changing with water content, then that soil is having poor load bearing capacity. Such soils we do not prefer for construction purpose. Soil must have adequate and sufficient shear strength. Then only the soil can resist the amount of shear stress. If the soil is having sufficiently high shear strength, that means it can resist the shear stress. That's why we study all the changes, solid state, semi-solid state, plastic state and liquid state in the curve. This curve is also known as consistency curve. Consistency indicates the degree of firmness of a soil. That means whether the soil is soft, hard. See, this when it comes to liquid state, the soil is very soft. So slowly the softness decreases. When it comes to solid body, it becomes very hard substance. So when you interpret the curve in two different ways, here water content is keep on reducing. If you see here, water content is keep on increasing. This is the peculiar property of this curve. We make this peculiar property of the curve in order to derive the expression for shrinkage limit. We told that liquid limit, plastic limit and shrinkage limit are nothing but the water contents at which the soil changes from one state to another state. So this is the boundary water content at which soil changes from semi-solid state to solid state. So above shrinkage limit, this is the phase diagram of the soil. Above shrinkage limit, once you observe here, this is the shrinkage limit. Above shrinkage limit means this water content. For this rise in water content, this is the curve. This is the three-phase diagram. Solids fully water content is fully increasing here, full saturation. There is no air here, no question of air. All air bodies are also filled with water. So let V1 represents the total volume of the diagram. Here Ms represents the solid mass of the solids. M1 represents the total mass. Here we are representing gravimetric analysis M1. Here we are relating volumetric analysis. Weight volume relationships we are using. Weight or mass here, both are same. Now see here, at shrinkage limit, part B, at shrinkage limit, this is the diagram. At shrinkage limit, what is happening? Water content is reducing. Above shrinkage limit, water content is increasing. This is the diagram. At shrinkage limit means at this juncture, at this point, water content is reducing. For that reduced water content, this is the diagram. You can observe the difference in water content like this. Your water content is reducing at shrinkage limit. This is the reduction in water content. If you keep this soil in oven, what happens? All the water is lost and the water is occupied by air. Soil becomes dry solid. Water is lost from the soil. This is oven dry sample. Now we are finding the expression for shrinkage limit. So shrinkage limit is nothing but water content. So what is the amount of water in this diagram A? Let us call this as by A. Mass of water in A. Mass of water in A. What is the mass of water in A? Is equal to total M1 minus solids. Total M1 minus the solids, that will give you what is the mass of water in the at above shrinkage limit. In A, let us call the representation A. Okay, this is the mass of water. Then what is the mass of water that is lost from 1 to 2. When soil undergo the reduction in water content, then what is the loss of mass of water? Loss of mass of water from stage A to stage B. From stage A to stage B. What is the amount of loss of mass? Means reduction in volume into density of water. V1 minus V2 into rho W. Mass is equal to density into volume. Here density means density of water. V1 minus V2, total V1 minus V2. This is the reduction in the mass. Reduction in volume. When you want reduction in mass, multiply by density of water, because water is reducing. V1 minus V2 into rho W. Now, but shrinkage limit is the water content in stage B. Stage B only. This is mass of water in A. This is loss of mass of water from stage A to stage B. If we subtract these two, then we get mass of water in stage B. So this implies mass of water in stage B. In stage B is equal to how much mass of loss? M1 minus Ms minus V1 minus V2 into rho W. From 1 to 2, this is the loss. If I subtract this mass and this, then we will get mass of water in stage B. What is water content definition? Now no need of this curve, because we got an idea how these diagrams are, means these diagrams are based on the curve only. So no need of this curve, because we cannot write further. Now water content, shrinkage limit is equal to water content corresponding to stage B. Shrinkage limit is equal to water content corresponding to stage B. What is definition of water content? Mass of water by mass of solids. Mass of water in stage B by mass of solids. This is mass of water in stage B. Shrinkage limit is equal to Ws, that is equal to M1 minus Ms minus V1 minus V2 into rho W divided by Ms. This is the shrinkage limit. Now M1 minus Ms by Ms, mass of water to mass of soil solids is nothing but water content only. Ws is equal to W1. Let us denote this as W1 water content minus V1 minus V2 into rho W divided by Ms. Since W1 is equal to M1 minus Ms by Ms, water content, total minus solids divided by solids is nothing but water content. Let us denote by W1. This is the expression for shrinkage limit. It is the boundary water content at which soil changes from semi-solid state to solid state. This is at semi-solid state, this is at solid state. Reduction in water content from semi-solid state to solid state is known as shrinkage limit. For that purpose, we take the help of these diagrams and derive this fundamental concept. In textbooks, if you see directly, they go with diagram only. It will be very confusing. This diagram is based on the above curve or above graph. That linkage is required. For this only, we derive the expressions. You require the help of the derivation. Later we will discuss the shrinkage ratio concept after this concept. We have seen earlier that the shrinkage limit is the water content corresponding to this dry volume or at full saturation. This is at full saturation. This limit is the shrinkage limit. Shrinkage limit is the minimum water content corresponding to fullest saturation. Means it is the minimum water content. Beyond this shrinkage limit, water content keep on increasing. Now we are going to see the shrinkage ratio. Shrinkage ratio is we express shrinkage ratio as a decrease in the volume of the soil. See here, decrease in the volume of the soil from V1 to V2. Decrease, it is denoted by R, decrease in the volume of a soil to the corresponding change in the dry volume of a soil expressed as a percentage change with water content. Ratio of, observe here carefully, shrinkage limit is the ratio of reduction in volume to the dry volume with corresponding change in the water content. Means with change in water content, how much there will be reduction in the total volume with corresponding with dry volume. Means corresponding to this dry volume, what is the change in the volume of a soil? What is the percentage decrease of a soil mass from V1 to V2? So it is represented by V1 minus V2 by Vd into 100 by W1 minus W2. If W2 tends to Ws, like limits listed, limit x tends to 2. Here x is not equal to 2. Limit x tends to 2, 2x plus 3 by x plus 1. What we do generally in the calculation of limits? 2 into 2 plus 3 by 2 plus 1. So 4 plus 3 is 7 by 3, what we have studied. Means x is approaching towards 2. That is the meaning of limit x tends to 2. X is tending to move towards 2. Here when W2 tends to move to Ws, here V2 also tends to move towards Vd. That is the change. If W2 tends to move towards Ws, shrinkage limit, then corresponding volume is the dry volume only. Because when it comes to shrinkage limit, volume is nothing but dry volume or solid volume. So R is equal to V1 minus Vs divided by Vd by W1 minus Ws into 100. So this is the expression for shrinkage ratio of a soil. This is the expression for shrinkage ratio of a soil. V2 tends towards Vd. Vd and Vs both are same because the dry volume or solids volume both are generally considered same. From the beginning onwards we are to keep on discussing that Vd and Vs are same only. When W2 tends towards Ws, V2 tends towards Vd. So R is equal to V1 minus Vs by Vd. This is called volumetric shrinkage. V1 minus Vs by Vd. Volumetric strain we study in strength of materials. What is volumetric strain in strength of materials? Epsilon V is equal to epsilon x plus epsilon y plus epsilon z. Total volumetric strain is equal to strain in x direction plus strain in y direction plus strain in z direction. This we studied in solid mechanics. This is called volumetric strain. This volumetric strain also finds its application in fluid mechanics also, where in the chapter fluid properties corresponding to bulk modulus. In case of bulk modulus, we treat is the ratio of change in pressure to volumetric strain. K is equal to dP by dV by V. Whenever pressure increases, volume decreases, hence we consider minus sign there. This K is called bulk modulus and dV by V is called volumetric strain. So this volumetric strain finds its applications in all branches of mechanics, not only in soil mechanics, but also in strength of materials, also in fluid mechanics, and also in all branches of mechanics. Because mechanics is the science which deals with the application of forces on a solid mass. If the body is a solid, we can call it strength of material. If the body is a soil, then it is soil mechanics, what we have discussed in the first lecture. So this is the case. Means this is shrinkage ratio. Why we study the shrinkage limit and shrinkage ratio? The shrinkage limit and shrinkage ratio concepts we study because they are very much applicable to understand the behavior of the swelling characters and the shrinkage characters of the soil mass. Some soils, what they do, they will expand. With increase in water content, the soil mass increases. That reduction or expansion in the volume of soil mass can be better understood if we know the concept of shrinkage limit and shrinkage ratio. That's why we study these concepts. If anyone asks in interviews why we study the shrinkage limit, because shrinkage limit is used to understand the behavior of the soil with the change in water content. These shrinkage limits and shrinkage ratios were coined by a person called Atterberg, and these limits are called Atterberg limits. or consistency limits. What we call generally consistency limits or Atterberg limits or boundary water contents at which soil changes from one state to another state, from liquid to plastic, plastic to semi-solid. That's all this we discussed. That limits are called Atterberg limits or consistency limits. This is the concept of shrinkage ratio. This is the method to find the shrinkage limit if specific gravity of the soil solids is known. Above shrinkage limit, what we have seen is this phase diagram. We already know this. At shrinkage limit, this is the phase diagram. This is V2 and this is Vs, and V2 minus Vs is the water content corresponding to mass of water corresponding to phase 2. Now, shrinkage limit is equal to water content corresponding to phase 2 only. Shrinkage limit is nothing but water content corresponding to phase 2, that is equal to mass of water corresponding to phase 2 divided by mass of solids. Yes, mass is equal to density into volume. So what is the volume of water? This is mass of water. Hence volume of water is Vs minus V2. Volume of water is total volume V2 minus Vs. Total volume is V2, not this is total volume. V2 is total volume. V2 minus Vs is volume of the water into density of the water divided by mass of soil solids. Yes, obviously. This shrinkage limit Ws is equal to, you multiply with rho W, V2 times rho W by Ms minus Vs into rho W times by Ms. Yes. We know that gamma S is equal to W by V, rho S is equal to M2 by V, because M2 is the corresponding mass corresponding to change in water content in the phase 2. That can be written as rho S, rho W divided by Ms by V2. We can write like this. V2 times rho W, we are writing like this in the fractions. Divide minus rho W by Ms by Vs. Mass by volume is nothing but density only. So Ws is equal to rho W by Ms by V2. That is rho D. Gamma D is equal to Ws by V. But rho D is equal to Ms by V2. Here V2 is corresponding dry volume. So rho W divided by rho D minus rho W by Ms by Vs is nothing but rho S. Rho S by rho W is G, specific gravity. Rho W by rho D is shrinkage ratio. That is equal to 1 by shrinkage ratio minus 1 by G. Okay. We have seen shrinkage ratio, but not in this term. Rho W by rho D, 1 by shrinkage ratio I told. This we will derive now. 1 by shrinkage ratio minus 1 by G. That is the expression for shrinkage limit. Rho W by rho D minus rho W by rho S. G is rho S by rho W, hence reciprocal of G, 1 by G. 1 by shrinkage ratio. Means what is shrinkage ratio? It is rho D by divided by rho W. How this expression came? Again we will approach now. We will derive that expression now. Derive. Shrinkage ratio is equal to rho D divided by rho W or gamma D divided by gamma W. For this purpose, what we take is, we will take the help of water content. Change in water content is equal to change in the volume delta V into rho W. Mass of water is density times volume of water divided by mass of solids. There is no change in solids and no change in rho W. Always change is in the volume. This volume change we express as V1 minus V2 into rho W divided by Vs Ms. This is water content definition. Mass of water to mass of soil solids. V1 minus V2 into rho W by Ms. What we have seen, shrinkage ratio R is equal to change in volume V1 minus Vd divided by Vd to change in the corresponding water content. To change in the corresponding water content expressed as a percentage. Expressed as a percentage. Okay. Now you see R into W1 minus W2 is nothing but V1 minus V2 by Vd. Let us call this as equation 1 and let us take this as equation 2. Now we want R, shrinkage ratio means R only. We want R. So 2 by 1. R into W1 minus W2 divided by W1 minus W2 gives what? R only is equal to V1 minus V2 by Vd divided by V1 minus V2 into rho W divided by Ms. V1 minus V2 cancel each other. 1 by Vd times Ms by rho W. Ms by rho W into Ms by V1 minus V2 into rho W. So this Ms by Vd, mass of soil solids to dry volume, that is nothing but rho D divided by rho W. That's all. This is the expression for shrinkage ratio. Rho D divided by rho W. What we have seen? Shrinkage limit. If shrinkage ratio is given 1 by R minus 1 by G. What is 1 by R? Rho W by rho D. If specific gravity of soil solids is known, what we derived is 1 by R minus 1 by G. Now we have derived that R is nothing but rho D by rho W. Again I will repeat. Change in water content is equal to mass of water by mass of solids W. Since ES is equal to WG, we will keep on discussing that water content is equal to mass of water by mass of soil solids. Mass is equal to density into volume. Mass is equal to density into volume. Change in water content is equal to change in volume into rho W by Ms. And R is equal to V1 minus Vd by Vd by W1 minus W2. Therefore R is, we have written, and 2 by 1 by dividing we get shrinkage ratio R is equal to rho D by rho W. This is the expression for shrinkage ratio. So totally this is the concept of shrinkage limit, shrinkage ratio. Shrinkage ratio is rho D by rho W. If specific gravity is known, what is shrinkage limit? 1 by R minus 1 by G. Briefly I have explained here. In textbooks, if you study on your own, it will be very confusing. So keep on watching this video lectures on soil mechanics regularly. It will help you to understand the basic concepts better. It also improves your confidence levels. Okay, I can derive by using these fundamentals. Because if you study on your own, you will be confusing. What to study, what to skip, you don't know. You study each and everything. When you study each and everything, you will forget the most important one that is used for exam. That is asked in examination. Okay, so keep on watching the video lectures on soil mechanics. Like this channel also. Share your, not only you improving your knowledge, but also share with your friends. They will also improve their knowledge. Let us discuss together, improve together, and enrich together. Okay, thank you Ananta for watching the video.